Jim's forefinger on the chin pose and photos from the early 80s so perfectly captures his manager persona and and why he must have been so easy for fans to hate. How did Jim come up with that pose?
It's the thinker. It's, the fucking fist under the jaw and the thinker. Only it's me with my shit-eating grin.
Yours is a little more delicate. Like the way your hand is just
okay. Well, there's another one. Oh, okay. That was Paul Lynde. And kind of a Paul Lynde, Jack Benny type of thing, and also I think the first time I did it and then it looked so heat-getting, I did it some more. I had just gotten some of those gimmick, I never had real jewelry. To this day, the only jewelry I've ever worn is a wedding ring, and I got a watch for special occasions that I never wear, and the one I do wear is from Walmart, and it's $12. But I stopped at a truck stop one time early on, and I got some of this gimmick fake jewelry, right? And so to show it off in the picture, I kind of put my hands up to him like the Jack Benny, Paul Lynde.
That's the one.
Yeah, and that's right there, right?
What was the sound effect you were doing in that photo?
Just, ooh. Well, I never,
You got more rings on your fingers than Liberace in that photo.
And then I'm driving down through Western Kentucky one night with the Dream Machine, Troy Graham, after a spot show, and we're going to Memphis, and it's already like 2 a.m, and we're not going to get in till daylight. But we got a piss, so we stop at this truck stop, and there's some gimmick jewelry, and we're going to Memphis TV the next morning, right? So this will be perfect. Look at this watch. It looks like a fucking Rolex. It would be perfect. And Dream said, you got to get you that watch, baby. You got to get you that watch. And I said, fuck, it's $12, Dream. And back then the gas was fucking 85 cents or whatever. And a Wendy's fucking triple combo was $4. But I'll get it. I'll get it so I can wear it on TV. Right. And Dream goes, that's a badass watch there. Right. And we're driving down the road, and I've put it on already, but it's got the fucking plastic, that on the face of it, it's got the plastic that you peel off, so that it looks even sharper and nicer and darker and everything, because it's the black face and the gold and diamonds and everything. And I'm driving down the road, and I hold that up, and I pull that plastic tab off the face of it, and the whole face of the watch came off. You see right old gimmick, all the workings in it. I said, fuck. And I just spent $12. That was 3 Wendy's triple combos on this fucking watch. And fucking goddamn. Oh, jeez. Anyway.
Did you take all these photos? I mean, were you still doing your own photos at this point?
No, the ones you're thinking of, the color ones from real early in Memphis where I had the suits and the rings and all the stuff, that was Robert Reed of the famous World Tag Team Champions of Robert Reed and Ken Raper, the man with the unfortunate last name, Jerry Lawler's softball buddy, that beat the Assassins on TV one day for the World Tag title so that Jimmy Hart and the Assassins could murder them, and then Lawler and Idol could come for the save. And
he took it with your camera though while you posed?
No, see, that's the fucking deal was I got iggyed out. I was still doing the photography when I first got into business down in the basement at the Louisville Gardens, where the people were even like, because see, you weren't allowed if you were a heel or babyface at that time to be seen by the ushers and the police, the uniformed police in the back of the building couldn't see you together. So when I started managing, I moved my photo backdrop and all my equipment down in the basement of the Gardens where the dressing rooms were, where none of the cops, security, and building people were allowed to come down. And so I could still take the pose pictures, but I couldn't take stuff at ringside. Well, then when I went to Georgia in June of '83, I had to stop that also because I was a completely different territory. And that's when that no good Robert Reed, if you're out there, Robert Reed, Jerry Calhoun, tell Robert Reed I'm looking for him. No, but he was pretty good with a camera, and he moved in and started doing all of the stuff for the merchandise stand. So when I came back 2 months later, when Georgia flopped and folded, I was iggyed out of the photography. I was still making almost as much money with the photography as I was managing. But then after the Georgia run, I was making much less money managing because I was on the buttermilk run and I had none of the photography. So I was a fucking poor ass eating goddamn fucking cheap fast food and hamburger helper fucking wrestling managing motherfucker for about 6 months there.
But 82, you must have cleaned up with the fabulous ones.
Oh, good Lord. I remember one time they ordered like 2,000. I mean, this was like, say, 200 or 300 of 4 or 5 or 6, 7 different, but they ordered like 2,000 4x6s and 200 8x10s, and that was going to last them about a week.
Wow.
They were selling. See, the thing is, those 4x6 color pictures sold for $1. Everybody had $1, but they only cost me 20 cents. So I sold them to them for 30 or 35. I think it was 35 cents. And then they'd take them and sell them for $1. And the 8x10s, I could get 100 of them for $1 a piece. They'd sell them for $3. They'd clean up on those things too. But the volume was incredible. When you think about, they were going through literally the top guys, Lawler, Dundee, and the fabulous ones would go through thousands of pictures a month. Thousands.
Man.
Anyway, so what was the question?
It was just about your pose. It was about these early photos of you.
Yes, and then we got into the costume jewelry and just went completely off the chain.
I was wondering if there were negatives of all the outtakes of you, like, just different poses with your costume jewelry and your captain's hat.
Are you kidding? I never had an outtake because I never had a bad picture taken.
Oh, come on. Well, let's get one more question in here.